Picture yourself with having to be responsible to no one, to be able to set your own rules and timetable about your job. Sounds really attractive, doesn't it? Well, it might be for some, but to writers, and especially this writer, it's the most difficult, and I'll tell you why. I'm Michael Beashall. I write Australian historical fiction. And you see, with writers, they are a sole provider of their own creation. If writing is all you do, and you don't necessarily have to make a living about it, then you can set your own pace and your own timetable. A lot of you out there would have full-time jobs, and that's fine. It would be difficult. Now that sounds attractive, and yet it to me is the toughest part of being a writer, is sticking to the discipline of creating your content. You see, other than freelance writers who do it for a living, creative writers can write 4 hours a day or can write 4 hours a week. It doesn't really matter. Now, to many, writing 4 hours a week might be fine. To others, no, that's just simply not enough. But writing is a solitary profession. It's not a team creation job. Yes, when you finish your project, you engage and have to partner editors and typesetters and agents and cover designers and publishers, all that. But during the process of creating the work, when you're sitting down at the computer, the writer is very much on their own. Keeping to the discipline of producing work on a regular basis and an immeasurable amount is a tough ask. Other than members of writing groups who take an interest in what the writers of such a group produce, there is really no one else that will measure the performance in terms of content they produce. It's all about self-discipline, and that is tough. It's good sometimes to have a publisher's deadline. The publisher is in control and will dictate to the writer just when the manuscript is to be ready and in what form, and we've all had that in business. It's great to have that timetable. This is what it's like to have a boss in a normal work situation, where if you don't produce on time, you'll be marked down as underperforming. Typical of a normal employment situation. Now, without a publisher's deadline in which they will dictate when the manuscript has to be finalised or finished, the average writer has no such deadline other than a self-imposed one. The writer has to set the timetable as to what they will produce and when, so as to be able to complete the work ready for editing and publication. Now, to me, this is the toughest part of being a writer. This continual need for a self-imposed discipline. Well, after all, there's no one else to go to seek counselling on this particular thing, because writing is such a singular production unit. The writer, that's it. It's you, it's me. Now, that's not to say it's impossible to achieve, but it's tough to do day after day. And yet, getting reward without hard work and effort, to me, is a shallow victory. I think that's nothing worth it. So, they're my thoughts. It's Michael Beashall. Thanks for watching. See you later.